My dad had a stroke 9 years ago, left him severely disabled. I was looking for a way of helping Dad with maybe day trips out, and this old thing came up on eBay, and so we bought it. It's a Volkswagen Caddy Mark 1, 22 years old. It left the factory and then went to Constable's Mobility, a specialist who converted it. And I believe it was the Europe's first two-wheelchair access vehicle. So the idea was to use this to take Dad out on day trips. It was an MOT failure when I bought it. It needed some significant welding on the back end underneath. Front end underneath, the engine bay is rock solid, but unfortunately the engine died shortly after I got it, so we had to get another car, donor car. I got a Golf Mark 3 turbo diesel 1.9, so we transplanted the engine from that into the Caddy, and that enabled us to use the biodiesel. And I like the fact that, you know, it was recycling, because I feel like we've recycled an old vehicle. It's taken a lot of restoration work over the past 2.5 years, and unfortunately before we could get it on the road and up and running, Dad suffered another stroke which left him, you know, severely disabled and unable to travel. So I decided to raise awareness and funding for the Stroke Association, who are, you know, the #1 charity and research for stroke in the country. I saw the good work they were doing, so I decided to try and use the vehicle to take me on a mission to the Volkswagen factory in Germany, where I ran a marathon around the city. So I did this journey, well, it's more or less a year ago. The journey itself was an epic journey. It was about 1,000 miles there and 1,000 miles back, interrupted with a marathon in the middle. And we did it all using biodiesel, recycled cooking oil. The marathon, probably the toughest physical thing I've ever done. I managed to complete it, that was the main thing. I was suffering a little bit with some old injuries before doing the marathon, so I knew it would be difficult. But I'd say the old VW made it a little bit harder, because driving 1,000 miles in this in the middle of summer was hard going. Yeah, it was a struggle, but the whole point was to symbolise the struggle it is for stroke victims and the families, so that's why I did it. I didn't think it was going to be easy or a holiday or anything like that. So the principle was to encourage businesses to sponsor the vehicle, donate the money to Stroke Association, and in return they would get some advertising on the vehicle. And to be honest, without one or two crucial ones, the whole event just wouldn't have happened. Sheffield Volkswagen were incredible. They basically gave it a full respray, fitted the engine, fitted loads of new parts. Just couldn't have done it without them. 3 times a week I volunteer, collection duties, and I do a bit of posting as well for the shop. It's the first one in the UK, and it happens to be in my hometown. And so what I do, lots of charity bags get posted out. Maybe 4 days later I drive around early in the mornings, collect as many bags as possible, clothing bags, bric-a-brac, shoes, DVDs, all the small items. But the shop also collects furniture, you know, large items, beds, cabinets. They have another van, a big van with some big burly guys to do that. I like the lightweight jobs. But the Caddy, you know, you can get a surprising amount in the back. It's incredible. It's given me a lift, to be honest. I mean, you know, not being able to take Dad out in the vehicle as intended, you know, was a big downer for me. So to actually put it to some good use, to do with, you know, stroke, it's just, you know, perfect. All my prayers have been answered, to be honest. The best way for people to support the Stroke Association in Sheffield is to visit the shop. If you need any household items, try the Stroke Association support first. You know, when we go around with the bags, posting the bags, you know, please, if you can, any old items, unwanted items you've got, or maybe some friends you could pass the bag to, give us a call if there's any large items. and we'll come and collect it. The future for the Caddy, I just feel I'd like to see it just see where it goes, see where it evolves. We've got a lot of restoration work to do inside, so we're going to be visiting 1 or 2 sponsors who are going to be helping to modify and tidy it up, to prepare it for magazine features. And the whole point of that is to get the exposure, but we want to do it in as fun way as possible. You know, maybe we could rally it, maybe we could take it on a drag strip, maybe we can, you know, drift it. You know, I'd like to just see where it can go. Maybe one day we'll have a V8 or a V10 in it. Who knows? I've still got some blank spaces on the Caddy. You know, any businesses that would like to get some priceless advertising for the business whilst making a donation to a good cause, you know, please get in touch. And you know, I do go all over the country in it, so your logo is going to get seen. You know, it is a bit of a funny looking car. It certainly turns heads, and the long-term plan is to get more and more magazine articles, newspaper articles, internet exposure. You know, we'll be contacting news channels, and just do the best we can to get the vehicle seen. It's all about those logos, getting people to think about stroke, take it seriously. You know, even if you spend 2 or 3 minutes on the stroke website, you know, you might just learn how to spot a stroke. Sponsors and Caddy partners, I'd just like to say special thanks to 1 or 2, Volkswagen. Without them, we never would have got the vehicle where it is today. It wouldn't be doing the good job that it's doing, picking up bags, taking them to the shop, turning the bags into money to help the funding. But also Constables Mobility, the people who originally converted the vehicle. They made a huge donation. There's too many to name, to be honest, right now, but friends and family. You know I drove the car to Germany and I did a marathon, I ran a marathon. It was a team effort really, and there was a lot of people behind it. It is all about the car really. We want people to look at this and for it to make a difference, and all, you know, lots of people have made this happen, so thanks to everybody.